January 2021. I was sitting in my apartment and I had no idea how I'm gonna fit everything I own into a van because I was about to move to a different country. I was hoarding a lot. I had so many items and I literally needed to declutter everything, and that's exactly what I did. When I was struggling with my mental health, when I was a teenager and then in my early 20s, I was hoarding things because I thought that it's gonna give me some sense of happiness. It did not, obviously, and after getting rid of a lot of things and moving to a different country, I swung to the other side of the pendulum and I was brutally minimalistic. And neither hoarding nor minimalism were exactly for me. It was not bringing me joy, and I found out that essentially I have to search for what brings me joy, and that's how I added decluttering as kind of a routine into my life. And right now I have a few days off from work, so I decided I'm gonna declutter my whole flat, starting with clothes, and that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. I have my laptop here. I already made videos of me doing the decluttering and I'm gonna be commenting on it, so we can just go straight into it. So because I have decluttering as sort of a habit, and I don't do it every single month, but let's say every single 2 months, I know exactly which clothes I like to wear. I wear them repeatedly. It sparks joy. Like, I know they are okay. So normally what I would recommend to people is to just throw everything onto bed and then like sort it item by item. I don't think I need to do it. It would be unnecessary because I know I love the clothes that I have. However, the items that I was not really certain about, that's the items that I tossed out of the wardrobe. And yeah, you can see it right here in this huge pile that I'm holding. But before we're gonna jump into looking at how I decide whether I want to wear something or not, and how you can really like think of the clothes as something that is supposed to spark joy in you, I'm gonna show you one thing, and that is find a pattern in the clothing that you really enjoy. So first, we have this like beautiful dress, red, let's say, ruby, bordeaux, whatever it is. And you can see that it's very flowy, it's very long. I rather enjoy long kind of clothing than short one. That is already like one feature that I really enjoy. I am obsessed with velvet. I absolutely love velvet. Maybe it's a little bit witchy, so I kind of enjoy it. This one, it's with little mushrooms and it's super cute. Oh my god, I always feel so adorable whenever I'm wearing this. This is one of the top pieces I have, and I must say that you want to, obviously it's not gonna be with all of the clothing you own, but you want to have those pieces that if they would burn down, you would cry, you know, like those pieces that you are emotionally attached to. And from there, you can kind of see the pattern of what you like and what you don't like. Another one is this beautiful kimono. Again, it's velvet. I really like it. And I also really like the a little bit royal-ish look of the patterns that are on the kimono. And another thing that maybe you already noticed, but I paid a lot of attention to identifying what my color palette is. I know it can be a little bit more difficult for some people. I have a very like yellow golden-ish complexion, and I am like dark. I have dark brown hair and green brown eyes, so it was very easy for me to identify that I am autumn. More middle autumn. I know that it's like the light, middle and dark. I'm somewhat in the middle, and I'm gonna put a video here which is like super crazy because you can see how the colors that suit you actually affect you. Yeah, definitely pay attention to that. And it's also, you know, you don't want to overconsume. You don't want to buy things and then find out that they actually don't fit you. And by knowing what kind of cut suits you, what colors suit you, what you really prefer wearing, then you don't have to buy as much, you don't spend as much money. And for me personally, I buy 99% of my clothes from vintage, from second hand. But if you're buying from shops, let's consume what we really enjoy, because obviously it's very nice to shop sustainably, which for me is the secondhand and the vintage, because I love clothing and I don't want to spend 150 euros on every single piece of clothing that I own right now. And I understand if you don't have the budget to buy sustainably, but in that case, do not go for the quantity, go for something that sparks joy and that you know that you will genuinely enjoy and that you feel good at, rather than having something trendy, you know, like it's step by step. But let's go on. Yes, this beautiful sweater, oh my god, you can see the pattern, you know, like I'm neurodivergent and I just love like very funky things. My sister told me something along the line like, if I would be wearing the kind of clothes that you're wearing, everyone would think I'm insane. To me, it matches my personality. I am very funky, I'm always making jokes, and it suits me, you know, sheeps with clouds on the sweater, mushrooms on the bodysuit, just goes well with me. However, with the next one, I swear, that was such a good catch. 10 euros on Vinted, right? And it's like a very, very beautiful fluffy coat. Oh my god, it has a hoodie. You know, like there's a pattern. Again, it's this beautiful red color. You can already like kind of think like, okay, I have this item, I like this and that. Like, what is the similarity between the items? So those were some tips. And now let's get into the decluttering. First off, we have this again. I like this color, I guess. But we have this top. I said when I was decluttering that I put it into a maybe bag. Maybe bag is a very nice concept because, you know, like a lot of times in the decluttering schools, whatever teachings, they force you to either keep it or get rid of it. I have one middle option, you know, like sometimes you're really not quite sure. Like it's kind of nice that there's something missing. I put it into a maybe bag. I hide the bag and then when I'm decluttering again, if I did not remember that I have the item there and if I did not want to get it out of the bag, I don't need it. I don't wear it. So yeah, I said maybe when it comes to this t-shirt, but then I realized it's actually a little bit of an internal note, you know, like if you have bigger girls, it's better to have some kind of cleavage. You don't have to have like a super big cleavage. That's something I don't enjoy that much. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit conservative when it comes to this, but I like to have like a slight cleavage and I think that looks the best. And with that t-shirt, it's just something is off in that area. The next one has a very nice shape. It makes me look very nice. However, it has this like weird shoulder things. By the way, like a lot of things that I'm gonna be looking at today, I did not try it on in the shop. I shopped through Vinted and then I just receive it, you know. I am like, I want to keep it because I somehow like it, that's why I bought it. But there's something that does not quite fit. The next one, actually the next two, they're like a very nice fancy sweatshirts, but it's not my style. I am not like a corporate girly, like office looking, fancy looking. It's just not my style. And the first one was very itchy. I don't like that. I cannot handle it. Like, I have to have very soft clothes, otherwise I get overstimulated from the texture. I was not quite sure about it. I have a very similar top that looks better, but it's still very cute. I think it also matches, again, very nice autumn palette. Sometimes you want to find like things that you like on the clothes. I really like this like butterfly thingy, the butterfly sleeve. Maybe you like lace, maybe you like velvet. Again, find what brings joy and what makes you feel very good in the clothing. The next one, again, you see autumn colors and it looks a little bit whimsical, witchy. I was not sure because of the area here, however, it looks cute. I usually don't wear that like revealing here. It's not a very standard thing for me, but I will see. I will see about this. I will see if I wear it. Now it's gonna be summer, so if I wear it, I keep it. If I don't, I will give it to my friend because I know exactly which friend would really appreciate this dress. I think that I already had this skirt in a maybe bag. It's again like the sweatshirt, it's not particularly my style. However, it's still like very nice and flowy, long, you know. Like I think that can help you a lot to determine whether you like more like longer skirts, shorter skirts, and also like whether you like skirts or jeans. I prefer skirts over jeans, so I have much more. I have just 2 jeans, and then I have like, I don't know, 7 skirts. Here it's the short skirt, right? However, here it's without ties. I would wear ties with it. I'm actually a little bit sad that I did not wear them with it. It would look much better. It looks much better. I would not wear this combo. Yeah, it's a little bit too much skin. Next one. Ooh, I swept it. I was just not wearing it that often, so I was kind of curious to take it out. But it's, again, you know, this funky pattern, froggy, is very cute, very beautiful. This dress, I have it for very long, this orange one. I think, oh my god, maybe even over 10 years. And I was just, again, kind of making sure if it's something that I still would like to keep. Oh my god, I don't even know what the second dress is supposed to be about. Like, it's comfy, you know, like, I don't know how about you, but because I love the dresses, I have a lot of dresses. That's my obsession a little bit. I have like 4 home dresses, like the comfort dress that you wear only at home. I don't wear it outside, never. And this was supposed to be one of them. However, it's not even that comfy. I don't know. This was just, yeah, I slipped there. I don't know what was happening. Same with the next one. I actually tried that one in the store. I don't know what I was thinking. I think that I know what I was thinking. My obsession with velvet took over and I thought that I'm gonna make it work, but also the golden color. No, girl, that's not good. I think I wore this dress only like once outside. It has its reason. Again, you see, like the cleavage situation, you see, it just does not look as good. This one looks a little bit like a bag, like a potato, like a golden potato bag. Nah, The next one reminds me of very, very big enemy of mine, which is hand-washed clothing. Oh, I cannot even express how guilty I am. I just have, like, you know, because that's exactly the kind of clothing I like wearing, right? It's very soft and very delicate, and I have so many clothing items that need to be hand washed, but I don't like the sensation of wet clothing. So I just postpone doing this chore. Some kind of sensory issue of mine. But there are so many nice clothing items. I have to do something with it. Now I remember it. The next one is this dress. That's actually super crazy because I had a very similar dress on my vision board. You know, like, I really like believe that it, I don't know how it works, but it attracts what you put on the vision board. This was there, very similar clothing item. However, this one did not fit. So like vision board, what the hell? No, it's from Vinted, so I couldn't try it really. And it was just not flattering again around here. It was kind of like widening this whole area. Not really flattering fit. So, and then I also had some accessories that I needed to observe. Yeah, evaluate. Do you hear my Slavic R? Yeah, it's right there. A handbag. I kept it. The sunglasses from Vinted, not a good cow. Then the hair clip, like, I don't know how about you. I have so much hair. Like those hair clips, like, they don't stand a chance. They get hijacked by my hair. Like, it would fall out. Nah, I need really, really stable big hair clip. Otherwise, it's pointless. Yeah, and then those like 2 scarves. I also kind of get like, again, sensory issues, and then I kind of hear how it's, you know, it touches the hair in a specific way, and then it makes like a sound, and then I get like, oh. Most of the times, 90% of the time, you're gonna see me wearing braids, because braids are so like nice. It does not tickle you anywhere. Sensory, amazing, beautiful. I love braids. Ooh, that was it. Here I am so proud of myself because I sorted out a big pile of clothes. That's how you do it. You kind of evaluate. Does it fit me? Do I feel good? Do I like it? Do I like the color? Does it fit my aesthetic if you have one? Yeah, and then you kind of like put it together, you know? Also, there can be some kind of sentimental attachment to certain items. I don't have any of that. I usually did. I never kind of got any sentimental attachment, but I get that some people have it. Then it's a little bit harder to get rid of it. Also, if you have a lot of clothing and if it's really overwhelming, then section it. Don't do everything at once. You know, you can see the series where they throw everything on the bed, but again, you know, like you need to adjust the process so that it's the best outcome for you. You get rid of the clothes, but you also don't break down in the middle of the process. That's not the point, you know, to like stress you out like, oh my god, I have so much clothing, what do I even do here, where do I start? I know exactly how you feel, because that's how I felt at the beginning. Like, I have a very decent, nice amount of clothing right now compared to my minimalist era, but before that, I swear I had so much clothes, it would create like a mountain on the bed. And I remember I was standing in my bedroom. I had this massive pile of clothing on my bed, and I just wanted to cry. Like, there was, I saw no way out, you know, and I also blocked my bed with it. So like if I would be transferring it somewhere at the end of the day, it would be just like mess. So I needed to finish it that day. Oh my god, that was so stressful because I was not in the habit of decluttering frequently. So it was very difficult, but the more you make it a habit, the easier it gets, and then you can repeat this habit more often. And then you just kind of, you know, then you, even when you're gonna be buying something, it's gonna a little bit switch something in your brain, and you're gonna be thinking, you know, like if you really need it, if it's something that you would really enjoy. Do I have something that looks like that, and maybe I don't need this item again, another one? And it kind of makes you think about clothing in a different way, in a less wasteful way, because yeah, that's what I am aiming for, and I hope you too, to consume a little bit less. It's good for the planet, but also for your soul, you know. You don't want to be drowning in piles of clothing. And it's also very sad to just have like piles and piles of clothing, but you actually don't really enjoy none of it. And this is nothing about like what your shape is. It's really, I believe you can really feel good in certain kind of clothing if you find what flatters you. It takes some time. I'm gonna put like, look, that's how I used to dress. It was not for me. It was this like, oh, minimalism, own 50 items of clothing, and your soul is gonna be forever freed from the burden of life, and you're gonna be happy and fulfilled. No, I was not fulfilled, and I looked like I am not enjoying life at all. This channel is all about finding joy, what is authentic to you, what you enjoy, taking care of yourself, getting to know yourself. So this is one part of it, because clothing is a very important part of our lives. So you can start there. It's actually not something so difficult as if you have to like rewire your brain into self-loving conversations inside, you know, like this is something physical that you can work on today, and you can get better today. Yes, I really hope this video was helpful and that you enjoy this, and that you will declutter yourself. Maybe you are decluttering right now. And yeah, that would be it for today's video. Smash the like button and see you in the next one. Bye!